As we speak, they're destroying the construction industry in our nation. Go ask organizations like the Black Business Council in the built environment. They will tell you that the Chinese are eating up the government tenders while they have BEE partners. They don't even transfer the skills to their BEE partners. They are just there to take, and take. Listen to this.
The BBCBE wants the local construction sector protected from foreign players, particularly from China.
We have got sustainable friendships that started when President Zuma was head of state and president, with Brazil, with Russia, with China, with India.
Look, what we have obviously experienced is the influx of Chinese construction companies into the local market. And one striking feature of these companies is that they are majority owned by the Chinese government. And so the problem that we're having is that, the local construction companies are finding it quite difficult to compete against these companies, which are here obviously to try and dominate the local market because of the capacity that they have amassed over the years through implementing significant construction projects in China.
Let's adhere to the vision of President Jacob Zuma on building sustainable relationships with the BRICS countries.
Well, the reality is that they are coming in significantly cheaper compared to our local companies. Secondly, to the point that you are making around supply chain, what we are witnessing is that they are undermining our localization, policies by maximizing, the imports that they can bring in from China. So we are definitely not benefiting our local, manufacturing sector, through the Chinese companies as they, maximize importing as much as possible from China.
That's the China that Floyd Shivambu wants us to rely on. What are you? A liar? A loony? A bit of both, maybe? You're there constantly lying to South Africans, putting deceptive ideas in their minds. Floyd Shivambu talks about BRICS markets, knowing that China owns those markets. Why would the Chinese buy our expensive produce when they can produce 10 times what we produce and way cheaper than we produce it at? Floyd Shivambu thinks that if he and Jacob Zuma lick the boot of the Chinese, China will do South Africa favors. This, ladies and gentlemen, is how these fools sell off our countries and our resources.
They could foresee that the imperialist West will always want to bully the global South. And that is exactly what is happening now, that you must be told today tariff is 20%, is 30%, you must change trade relations and all of those things there.
Trump is doing what is good for America. Tariffs are good in order to bring back industries into America. South Africa needs to place tariffs on these imports from China, or else people will keep on buying container loads of goods from Temu and Shein while neglecting proudly South African goods. If with all of our minerals and large population we can't make our own spoons and plates, then what are we doing? What are we doing, guys? We need to scrap the minimum wage nonsense. We need to scrap the unions from the government. We need to manage our imports better. We need jobs and we need industries in South Africa, not this thing of constantly relying on China for every little thing. China will do what is best for China, just as America is doing what is best for America. When will South Africa do what is best for South Africa?